Hello, it's Peter again. It's Peter and Karen. Karen's behind the camera today. We are discussing something to do with our garden that we put in place last year. Thank you to Wendy for your comment about the plants and trees that we put in, and she asked us to give an update, which is what we're going to do now, and show you what we've done with the trees and in the garden itself. We put some trees in last spring, and we were aware of the Queen's Green Canopy project, which was started in October 2021 and extended into the Jubilee celebration. So we decided to put in 16 different trees to replace some of the trees that we'd taken out of the front, but actually overall we'd added to the number that are in the garden. And we put a number of these in and then realised later in the year that we wanted to redesign the garden. So a number of these trees we have moved and we've put those into different places, and I'm going to go round now and tell you some of the different things that we've done and the successes that we've had with that. One of the things we were particularly concerned about was putting in trees that are not going to get too big. This is only a small garden. And also the roots are not going to extend too far. We are particularly conscious of not having roots that are going to go into the next door neighbour's garden. And so the sort of things that we've got, we put this one in, which is a lilac. This one we have actually moved, and you can see it's in leaf, so it survived the winter. It also survived the transplant, so we're happy about that. And this one is going to come into flower in the near future. Not everything has been a great success. We actually put in, it was my pride and joy actually, it was a Japanese maple. It was the most expensive tree that we had, and we planted that in here, and I'm not quite sure what happened. I had wrapped it up, and we did have a late frost quite soon after we put the tree in, and very unfortunately it didn't make it, it died. So we had a space here, and when we were reorganising the garden and had put in a whole load of new topsoil and different paths, some of the trees weren't in the right places, and this salix, this flamingo salix, we put into here in place of the Japanese maple, and very unfortunately this one hasn't made it through the winter. Now whether that's just unlucky and it's a coincidence, we're not sure. It may be that there's something that's not right with the soil in this particular place. So we will think about what we're going to put in there in place of it, but unfortunately that one's got to come out. This is a success. This is a pear. It's a conference pear that we put in. It never quite stood up straight, and so as one of the things that we did when we were reorganising the garden was the chaps that were doing the grass and the topsoil actually stood this one up straighter for us. So it has been moved effectively as far as the tree is concerned, and I'm delighted to say that it's now coming into blossom. It survived the transplant, it survived the winter, and we're looking forward to that going on in great steps from here on out. So very pleased with that one. This is a plum. We haven't moved this one, so I'd have been disappointed if we lost this. It's coming into blossom, as you can see, doing nicely there. The leaves are coming out on the buds, so this one seems to be establishing itself, and I'm pleased with that one. This is a Magnolia stellata. We had a beautiful big one of these at the previous place that we lived, and we really wanted to replace it and have another one, so this one hasn't been moved. It's done very well. Disappointingly, as always, if you have a late frost or you have a frost that comes along and it's in flower, you will lose some of the blossom, but you can see some of it survived, and we've still got some buds to come out on this, but it's basically doing well, and we're happy with that one. That's done well. We've got two apple trees. This is Laxton Superb. We haven't moved this one, so we managed to keep it where it is. It's coming into flower and leaf now, so this one seems to be okay. And over here we've got a Golden Delicious. This is in leaf now and is doing well. We haven't moved that one either, so I'd have been disappointed if we lost that one. We also put in 3 flowering cherries. These are two of them. One is a low form of the cherry. It's kept lower down, and we've got one further back here. The third one wasn't moved. These were both moved, and as you can see, they're in leaf now. They're just coming towards the end of their flowering season, but I'm really delighted that those are doing as well as they are, given that they came out with a fairly big root bowl on them, and so they've been put into the soil and moved, but they've come through that, and they're looking very healthy and very vibrant. This is the lawn. This is where we had a whole load of topsoil put down. The other grass had been taken away. It was re-turfed in September, and you can see it's done really well. The only problem, if you call it a problem, is that when the soil was put over and poured across, some of the daffodil bulbs that we had were in the soil, and these have come up in the grass. It seems a shame to do anything until these have died over, but these are going to go in the next few days, so then we can mow over them. We really should leave it for the leaves to absorb the goodness back into the bulbs, but as we're not too worried about them, I think we're probably just going to mow it off. But it is doing extremely well. Very happy with this, and we're delighted about this part of the garden. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Wendy, I hope that's given you an idea of what we've been doing in the garden, and if you enjoyed it, then please do subscribe and like it, and if you have any comments, then please let us have those, and we'll try to respond to them. So for the time being, thanks very much, goodbye, and see you soon.